I'm live. I've been sick, so my voice may cut out, so bear with me. And forgive me if I'm hoarse. I'm making a cup of tea right now, so that hopefully that'll help my throat. Let's see. Hello, Rick. Hi, Chris. Stephanie. Jenny. Hi. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, it's been 1 year since I started my YouTube channel, so Rick encouraged me to go live. He wanted me to go camping out in the snow, but I said no. So I decided to do this anyways instead because... Hi, Laura. Hi, Trixie. Debbie. Missing people here. Fire Girl. Yeah, I'm doing this because I wanted to do it anyways. The gifts and stuff that I received since that last video. So there hasn't been a lot of activity because of the weather. So I figured this would be something good to do tonight. Oop, there goes my tea. Hold on. I didn't even do my supper dishes yet. Hey, Paula Cannon, hi. So how's everybody doing out there? I'm going to wait until several people get on before I start going over the gifts. Let's see, how many we got watching? 36. It's not bad. Tea time. Yeah, there's quite a few people on here. Good to see everybody. Okay, I'll wait a couple more minutes and then I'll start. I'm going to go over the gifts first, and then I'll sit down and I'll answer your questions. And we'll just chat. Yeah, I've been sick, Jim's been sick, so we've had the flu. So the house isn't looking too great, but like I said, I didn't even do my supper dishes yet. Wanted to do this first, so you guys got questions ready, I hope? My baby, yes, the grandbaby. I was there when she was born. So, yes, I got to hold her, and then they had to come here and stay because my son got sick the day he was supposed to pick her up. So we had to go get her, brought him here, and they stayed here overnight till he felt better. So yeah, it's been an interesting month, except for the Bigfoot activity. It's been pretty slow. There was 2 days of activity so far. The rest, it's been because of the weather. Okay, let's see. Pretty Thrifty Beauty wants to know if I've ever taken a picture of one or tried to sneak and try to see one. Absolutely. I'm still working on it. I think I've come really close to catching them, like sneaking around doing stuff. Probably at least 3 times. Like I went out the back and one ran over, and I could hear her run over to the side yard into the weeds. Stuff like that. So I've come really close to seeing one like that. And I've got pictures not from a direct sighting, because I haven't seen one yet, but you know, from when I'm walking in the woods and stuff and I record behind me, I get I've gotten some pretty interesting things, like that jumper video. Okay, what else? Hi, Patricia. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to make my tea and then we'll go get started. kitchen. Did you ever caught the running noise sounds on film? No, I don't think. But I have caught other sounds on film. Like, I talked to one in the back of our yard, and I asked them if they were in the locust grove, if they could make a sound, and I started to walk away, and they made a wood knock. So that's in one of my videos too, if you want to go back and look that up. I don't remember when it was. Okay, I'm ready to start. Okay, this was the first thing in September. This was a red ball that I found in the yard, and I'd never seen it before. So they placed it on the ground between the basketball that's out there beside that gifting board and the basket that hangs. They put it right there. These are the two bracelets that they gifted me. There goes my throat. This one, the green one, was on my chair in the front porch, and then the diamond looking one, that was in the magnetic bowl on the back porch, and that was at the same day in the morning. So that was two gifts in one. That was a first. Then, see, that was the 21st, the 22nd, then I found this in my chair, right in the middle. It's a little purple, like, children's barrette. Okay, let's let me get a drink. Here we go. Okay. On September 26th, they brought this car, and they put it on the railing beside the vehicles. You know, I got the Bigfoot dolls, the girl doll, Jim, the blue truck, and the white car. They put it right beside the white car. So it's like they knew it was a vehicle, and they were showing me that they knew. Yeah, I don't know where they get everything. I think they're just opportunistic, and they just get it wherever they can. Maybe they go in other people's garages and go through their garbage and stuff. Well, that's great. Pretty thrifty beauty. Glad to hear it. Okay, back to it here. I'll answer your questions when I get done. Okay, this was the little car that I had sitting out on the cement out front for a long time, and then it disappeared. Apparently they took it, and then they brought it back and put it on the railing. That was October 7th. So these are October gifts. Oh, I forgot one in September. This was a pacifier, like, container. It looks like what they would come in, like, in a package if you would get one. They put that on the gifting board beside a doll that I had out there. Okay, so then we go to October. This was the car. And then October 13th, they gifted me this green crayon, and it was between the girl and the Bigfoot doll. Okay, then, oh, this was a big one. This was October 20th, when I looked in the grill, and I found the wrench that we had taken to Jim's parents' property and left over there. It's 4 miles away from here. We left it out in their woods, and then it was a month and a half later, I think, something like that, they brought it here. So that was amazing. Then on the same day, they returned this piece of sea glass that I had gifted them. They had taken it, and they returned that the same day. And then this was a gift on the railing out back on the 27th. This isn't wanting to focus on it. It's that little, like a sequin or something. And this is a little yellow bead. So this was the 27th, the sequin. The 28th was the yellow bead. And they'd put that in the little metal basket in the magnetic bowl. Okay, on to November. This was a little array of things that they put in the magnetic bowl and put the magnetic bowl in the grill. And they tipped the little metal basket up too. So that was November 4th. Also on November 4th, I had gone live with, I think I went live, Rick went live. I came in to come inside and finish chatting in here, and I walked by the window, that window, and saw this in my chair. It's a piece of, oh, what's Jim call that? Looks like sandpaper. I forget what it's called. It's a plumber's tool. Then on November 10th, this was a return. This is the block that they took, and while we were setting up the tent and everything, and they snuck in somehow and took it in an 8-minute time span, and they brought it back. See, it's got pictures on all sides because it's like a puzzle piece. But they peeled off one of them and they put that face up on top of the other blocks so that I would see it, I think, because I think they felt bad thinking they broke it. Okay, November 14th. This is that littlest pet shop pet or whatever they're called. They brought that and put it in the middle of my chair on the front porch. November 15th, they brought this pacifier and put it in the grill, right dead center. What's weird is this is what my, there's one, my new grandbaby's using one just like it. That's weird, but I don't know where they're getting this baby stuff, but maybe the dollar store dumpster or something. And then November 17th was the kids' glove, which they put on the stand. And then there was that whole birdhouse situation of the same color, and you'll have to go back and look at that in the November, it'll be the second, probably the second half of November diary video. So look that up, that was really interesting. And then on the 18th, they brought this clothespin, which I didn't even know they had it. I think they took that when they came in my house at some point, and I also have a video explaining that whole thing, why I think that. So go back and look that up if you don't know that story. Then on, excuse me, November 24th, they put this little Lego piece in the little metal basket. On to December. This is that gold dice necklace. That was a gift in the magnetic bowl in the grill, and that was December 8th. December 17th is when they brought this thing. I still don't know what it is for sure. They put it on the swing in front of the gorilla. And December 18th, they'd taken this little cat from the back porch and they brought it to the front porch and put it by the gorilla. Then on the 21st, I found this blue ball right in the center of the grill, which I'd never seen before, so that's a totally new gift. And on the 29th, the blue K in the middle of my chair on the front porch. So that's it. I have received nothing in January so far, which I'm bummed about, but they were up twice. So, okay, I'm ready for questions. Let's see. Nope, no Care Bear, Rick. Sorry. Okay, let's see. Hey, Deborah, that's funny. Yeah, that gold dice necklace, that's pretty cool. One of you guys sent me a link. It's some kind of a luck necklace or something. That's what it's called. They're real cheap. But there's a link in one of the comments under the video that's in about what that is. Just a minute. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I offered them a blanket. And they put it in my chair. So, hold on. I'm getting a cough. Okay. Yeah, I put the blanket out on the swing, and that was after I explained to them what it was and that I was giving it to them. And I put it in the middle of the swing, and the next morning it was in my chair, and I figured it was like they were saying, thank you, but we don't need it. Gather medicinal edibles from my area and leave it for them. I could try. Maybe you can give me some ideas on what to look for, lady. Oh, Deborah, you're so nice. Did I smell the berry yet? No, I didn't smell the berry yet. I will do that when I'm done, Rick. Okay, Ohio Grassman. They didn't want your blanket either, huh? They probably take pretty good care of themselves, so I'm sure they appreciate the, thought. But, okay, dandelion, sagebrush, yarrow, lemon berries. Okay, anybody have any more questions about anything? Well, thanks, Patricia, for the well wishes. Maria, I think they just get stuff wherever they can find it. I think they probably get it in people's yards. They get it out of trash bins. We have a lake nearby where people camp, and there's a beach, and just, any opportunity like that. I think they take advantage of it. Okay, why haven't I set up trail cameras on the porch? Well, if you ask, this is for GJ Beaudry. I did a long time ago set up a trail cam in the woods and got absolutely nothing. I've put a camera on the back porch looking out onto the gifting area, a motion activated camera, and they knew it was there and they avoided it. Now, if you ask Rick and other researchers with experience, they will tell you that trail cams are pretty much Bigfoot repellent. And Rick is Wood Booger Farm, in case you don't know. But I am going to try possibly some tricks that people have told me about, like using a mirror to film into. So I'm going to try some things like that. I haven't given up on trying to get a good video or picture of them, but they're smart and they know when the camera's there somehow. They know it, so. Okay, Leslie G wants to know if I have found footprints. Absolutely, Leslie. I found them in the yard. I've even found one on the front porch, which was in one of my more recent diary videos. I'm sorry, people. My voice is terrible. At the lake nearby, I found really awesome prints down there. And I've also, I found everywhere from 17-inch. See, I found 17, 16, 13 and a half, 12, 10, 9, and 4-inch tracks in the yard. That's the ones I can remember. So, I think there might have been an 8-inch one too. So yeah, I found lots of footprints. I've never talked to the neighbors about any of this, so no, I haven't. Maybe put a camera in Jim's garage. I'm sorry, the stupid frog. Okay, C. Richardson. Yeah, I've tried that. In fact, this past summer, I put my camera out there, my good camcorder. I put it out in the garage. We left and went away, and I left the door open thinking, surely they'll come in because they love to go in whenever, you know, the door's open. But they didn't. Apparently they knew it was in there or something. Do I have, Maria Haglin wants to know, oh, I already answered that one. Okay, let's see. Let's see, moving on. Have I ever thought about turning in half-eaten apples, etc., for DNA or research of any kind? Yes. In fact, back in, I believe it was December 2016, no, 15, I found 2 half-eaten apples in the back. One I couldn't reach, but the other one I did take, and I put it in a bag, and I called a researcher that I know in the BFRO to see if he knew of anybody that could do DNA testing, and he didn't know anybody, so I didn't have any way to get it tested. I kept it for a long time, and then I put it in the freezer, and then I think our power went out, and it got all mushy, so I had to throw it away. And I do have hair samples that I'm not sure if they're Bigfoot or not, but I have somebody looking at those right now, some of them. Not for DNA, but just to look at the hairs, so I'm waiting to hear what that will result in. Okay, already answered the trail cam thing. Put camera in the barbecue. That might work once, although I doubt it. I think they watch us like most of the time, like they know what we're doing. So if I tried to put a camera in that grill, they would know it. Thank you, Peggy, for the happy 1 year. I don't know what Marcus Descartes is meaning. Patricia wants to know, do I speak to them every time I go outside? No, not every time, but I do speak to them a lot, and I speak to them when I go in the woods. Ohio Grassman wants to know, which is Polly, how long have I been doing this? Well, I started this channel a year ago today, but heck, 2008 was whenever I started noticing stuff around here that looked Bigfoot related. So officially I would say since about 2008, but I was interested in it before that. What was my first experience with Sasquatch? Daryl Turner wants to know. Well, we're like an actual interactive experience, like where they were present and I was present, I would say was around 2011, I would say. I was down in the woods picking mushrooms, and I'm a photographer as a hobby, and I was down there taking pictures. I was way at the bottom in the woods, and I was crouched down looking for the mushrooms and stuff, and I smelled coming from up on the hill to my left, which was really down in a deep ravine. I smelled a gorilla. Like, I'd previously been to a zoo, and I smelled a gorilla that was in the cage smell, which stuck with me for years and years, and I'd never smelled that smell again until I was down in the woods that day. And I'm sure that it was a Bigfoot up on the hill above me, and it freaked me out. And I left the woods, and then I went back in a day or two, and I found footprints coming down the hill, the hill that they were up on. So that was probably my first, experience, I would say. And Wood Booger Farm says trail cams are booger repellent, and that's absolutely true. Thank you, lady. Thank you, Paula. Do they like horses? My horses seem to look for them here. I've heard that they do, Robin. I don't have horses. We have cows. They don't seem to really bother the cows much, but yeah, I've heard that they like horses. So they seem to like animals, and they seem to like my cats. I think they borrowed a couple times when they were outside. New York Upstate wants to know, have they been in the garage taking tools in January? No. They were on the front porch once, and they were on the back porch once, and that's been it for January. I probably won't even have how I do 2 videos a month. I don't think I'll even do one for the first half. I'll just include everything in the end of the month. So, sorry about that, but it's just the way it goes. Because we've had sub-zero temperatures. We've had snow on the ground. It melted, and it went away for 2 days. That's when they were up. And then last night it started snowing again, and we got 6 inches. So now it's back to no activity till that melts and gets warmed up. Okay, G.J. Beaudry says, thank you, love your channel. Thank you, GJ. April Green Bowden wants to know, do you ever feel like you're being watched and have a frightful feeling? Definitely feel like we are being watched. It doesn't really scare me anymore. Like that first encounter I had down in the woods with the smell, that freaked me out. I didn't want to go in the woods by myself for a long time, but I got over it. I go back down in the woods now. So there are times when I feel down in the woods like they're close by, and then up here around the house, there are times that you just feel like they're close by or watching. So yeah. See, Maria Haglund says that thing with Jim's parents' place and the tool you left was awesome. How do you think that happened? I think they travel like in a circuit, and I think that his parents' house is probably in that circuit, and because they have heard very awesome vocalizations over there. Jim's mom stays up late at night, like till like 1 or 2 in the morning a lot, and she's heard them right outside their house really loud. So pretty sure it's probably the same group, and that's, they either saw me put it down there, or they maybe smelled my scent on it and knew it was mine, or they might have recognized that tool because I've gifted them other wrenches from the same set that looked like it. So I don't really know for sure, but I know that it ended up back here, so that's pretty significant. What do you call it? Outcome. Okay, Leslie G says they see infrared. I thought that too, but Rick thinks maybe they don't. So that's, maybe you can talk to Woodburger Farm and see why he thinks that. Deborah, your chairs look exactly like what my dining room chairs. I've had it a long time. Let's see. I'm gonna get a drink. Throat's drying up. No, I've never talked to neighbors about any of the Bigfoot stuff at all. Rick, you got the same chairs too. Cool. You know what else, Rick? I wear Crocs outside. You know, I think all the best Bigfoot researchers wear Crocs. Okay, Maria says, and the baby one in the sandbox. Yes, that was super awesome. That was my first casting, I guess. First and only one so far. But that thing is adorable. What is my background in photography? Well, I taught myself, you know, photography and all about exposure and all that. I did have a excuse me, a business for a while doing portraits, but there's not much money to be made around here, you know, in portraits. So I just I'm getting too old for all that, trying to run a business stuff. So this is more fun. So I just do a little part-time job for money and do this as my main focus now. Thank you, lady. Well, thanks, Matt. Yes, those footprints down there are some of my very favorite. Warm peach brandy. I'm going to do something when I get off of here. Tea usually helps, but this is a lot of talking. Hello, Rick, big guy. Looking for the big guy, Rick. Woodburger Farm says they can either smell cams, hear them, see the light, or feel the energy. And yes, I absolutely agree with that. Mike, that's true. That I've had people say you should go to your neighbors and ask them, is this, you know, was this yours or something? And it's like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? Go to them and say, hey, is this your thing? I have it. I didn't steal it, but please don't press charges. So yeah, it's a little awkward. It's kind of hard to explain that, you know, it's Bigfoot's bringing it to you. Oh, that's bad, Pam. Yeah, this has mostly been upper, like sinus and cough and all that and fever. But the stomach thing hasn't hit me too hard yet. Does my camcorder have night vision? No, I wish it did. I need to get night vision. That would be awesome. Thank you, Mike. Okay, C. Richardson, since the Dewey came in your house twice, inside motion cam, might be something to think about. Thank you, Rick. I'm glad you're watching. Big guy Rick last name. Woodburger Farm says, I put the camera in the dog food tote. They stopped taking the dog food. They know. That's right. Yeah, if you really want to stop them from doing anything, just stick a camera up. Because like I said, the one I put on the back porch looking out the window, or actually it was inside the garage looking out the window to where I gift. And it was out there like a week or something. And they knew it was there and they avoided it. They never walked in front of it. I did get sounds recorded where they were sitting out, I think on the porch, just banging and clanging and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But they never walked in front of it. And whenever I took it away, it was like the next day the activity started again where they were gifting and everything on the back porch. I'll see you, Sissy. Glad you made it. Yeah, Pam, I think they recognize any form of a camera. You're funny, Rick. Snow White the Bigfoot Whisperer. Michelle Keller, who wants to know, have I seen one? I haven't had a good visual sighting, but, or, you know, like, yeah, I guess that's what you would call it. But I was heading out the garage one night. It wasn't dark yet, but I think I surprised one, and I saw a blur as I was walking out through the window, like running on past the porch towards the backyard. So I think that was one, but that's probably in my only sighting. Let's see. I'm probably way behind on these questions. Nanny cam, yeah, that might be a good idea. Okay, Peggy Madison says, I remember the day. Excuse me, I'm going to get another drink. She says, I remember the day you were in the yard and the hose exploded and they yelled something at you. It was amazing. Yes, that was definitely one of my most memorable experiences so far. Okay. Lady says she tried one, they didn't fall for it. Nanny cam, well, that's good to know. Woodburger Farm says, hey Bob, because he's being a rascal. See, Maria Haglund, Snow, did you believe in Bigfoot before you met Jim and moved to his house? Yes, I did. I didn't know for sure they existed, but I always had an interest in Bigfoot, and I kind of, you know, I'd watch the shows, and see, when did I start reading books? I probably started reading the books more when I started researching more heavily, but, you know, I would watch things, I think, on YouTube and stuff, but I definitely was interested, and I knew a little bit of stuff, but I didn't know for sure they were real till they started interacting with me, which was 2015. Okay, let's see. Boo Boo Bear says, I wonder what the deal is with moving your chair all the time. I wonder that too, Boo Boo. I don't know. I don't know if they think it needs to be straight, because like they're kind of OCD. See, in my mind, I'm OCD too, but I think they need to be angled. It might just be a game that they play, just because they like to just mess around and play games. It's also like they were up for one of the 2 days they were just up this month. One of the things they did was straighten my chair and put something in it. So it's kind of like they were saying, hey, we were here, and, you know. So it might just be something like that. Okay, let's see what else. Thomas Hoog, no, I haven't tried hiding a camera yet. I have thought about putting a camera where they can't see it, pointing at a mirror on the window across, or on the wall across from the window. Shooting, you know, into the mirror. So I might try that. Okay, April Green Bowden says, I noticed on the video with the camera in the garage, if you slow it down, you can hear an electric buzzing as they get closer to it. So I think they can hear or feel the current. That's possible. What's been the favorite item that it likes? Good question. I don't know. They've liked... At first, they were just all in love with bells. And it's like they couldn't get enough bells. And then it was dice and marbles. I mean, it's like they kind of change what they're interested in. So I can't pinpoint something for sure. And they seem to like these little kinds of like little toys. I have like a container kind of like that one, full of stuff like that. I try to gift them, and sometimes they take it, sometimes they don't, but they do like those little knick-knack type things like that. Little, this thing, like the bobbleheads. They gifted me at least two bobbleheads that I can think of. So, okay, let's see. Hello, Robert Crumb. Don Kurtz wants to know, he's curious to see what I think the creatures are. I think they are just that. I think they're creatures created by, excuse me, created by God. I don't believe they're human, but I believe that they are the most intelligent creature other than a human on Earth, and the most human-like, but I don't believe they're human. You know, like they say chimpanzees and orangutans and stuff are very similar to humans. Well, they're more similar to us than even those are. So that's what I think. Melody Lyons wants to know, can they see your table through a window? Yes. Yes, they can. Bigfoot Sasquatch Outlaw, hello. Good to see you on here. Rick at Woodbooger Farm says, by circuit, she means they are in energy deep into the woo. No. He's being bad again. By circuit, I mean they travel around in a circle. Okay. Polly says she has a feeling it's a very young one and a female mama that interacts with me. I think you're right. And I also think, I think it's mostly a young one, or more than one young one that comes up the most. But I've also seen 16 and 17 inch tracks right by the porch, so I know that there are bigger ones come up at times too. Drink again, hold on. Robin Riley wants to know, do you think they store food for the winter like apples and berries? I do. I think they do. I think they store probably nuts. I was talking to Rick at Woodbooger Farm about that this year because there were so many nuts all over the place that could have fed an army. And I'm sure that they collect nuts and store things up like that. Probably wherever they go. I was thinking about this, wherever they go for these winter spells, where I don't know where they are. I just imagine they have a bunch of stuff all piled up in there somewhere. Like in a cave or something. But something interesting I want to mention about that is, in the first bad weather part of the month for January, this year, there was no activity because of the snow and everything on the ground. Hold on. But Jim went outside for a minute and it was dark, and he heard the owl sound that they make all the time. He heard it over on the west side of the property. And so I think that they must at least come out like the males come out and hunt, because they seem to make that owl sound when they're hunting a lot here. Ozlite equinox. Yes, you're right. Rick is my biggest. He is my PR guy. He's my PR guy. And Crocs Rock. Yes. Okay. Oh no. Bigfoot Sasquatch Outlaw has chairs just like ours too. You're about the fourth person that said that. I see I'm behind on a lot of these. Let's see. Have I ever had a bad experience with them? No, not really. I would just say one time I was down in the woods and I heard a tree crash down. It was pushed over, I'm sure of it. And I felt like they were telling me to leave. So that was the only time I didn't feel welcome in the woods. But it was just one time. Let's see. Do I have any friends or family that are skeptics? Yes, I would say yes. But most of them, like my sisters and my mom, they're pretty fascinated. My mom is especially fascinated with it. My one sister gets freaked out. She doesn't really like me to talk about it much. My other sister's a little more interested. Oh yes. This is my filing system. How I protect everything. Yeah, a lot of people said that voice sounded like mine, but to me it didn't. Some other people thought it did. It may have been trying to mimic me, I don't know. See. Thank you, Cassie Sassy. Scott Hunley wants to know what part of the country I'm in. I'm in Ohio. And thank you, Polly, about Christopher Noel's book. That is really cool that he did a chapter, and I really was honored by that. And it's a really, really good book. If you guys haven't heard about it or anything, it's called Next of Kin Next Door, and it's really interesting. Okay. Thanks, Jenny. Cassie Sassy, I can't wait for the warm weather and walks too. I was so upset because the 2 days that it warmed up here, it got up to 63 one of the days. And I was sick and I couldn't go. I was so disappointed. We got 6 inches right now of snow. Martha Doan says she thinks they moved the chair to get back in the corner. It's possible. Reading a comment here, hold on. Yes, Edmu, I think you're right. I'm not going to change. I don't want to lose their trust or anything, so I might try a little bit of something here or there, but I'm not going to do anything drastic, because I think it's more important to build the relationship with them and learn what you can from the interactions. And, you know, as time goes on, who knows what they'll reveal. You know, it's, you know, like something that we can learn that they're doing, or they might reveal more like a physical, you know, let me see them, and who knows what'll happen. Okay. Yeah, Marjorie Rose, I'm going to try that mirror thing. Night, Patricia. It's probably way too late. Alright, I'm going to try to catch up a little bit on these. Trying to catch up on some of these comments so I'm not so far behind. Do I ever feel afraid of them? Not really. I lay awake at night sometimes with the curtains open in the bedroom, hoping they'll walk by so I can see them. Stuff like that. Laura P says, I wonder what they get out of the interactions, just for fun? I think they're as curious about us as we are them. Although they can observe us, you know. We can't observe them like they observe us. But they probably want a little bit of interaction, you know. It's like as soon as they know you know that they're there, then it's like game on, and they start interacting, and it's like they really do enjoy it. So Journeyman wants to know, how tall is the tree in the front yard where the old dog chain was? My goodness, it's huge. It's a really old tree. I don't even know. It's really, I'll have to ask Jim. I don't know, but it's gigantic. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking for questions on here. How about aiming the camera downwards to film their shadows? That might work. Marjorie Rose wants to know, have you left them nuts, and if so, did they take them? Quite a long time ago, I think I left like a trail mix type thing, and the nuts did disappear. Do I feel like I have to leave my doors and windows locked all day and night? I think I would be super paranoid they would get into the house. In the summertime, our windows are open even at night. Some, you know, a lot of times. A lot of times I'll lock them all up, but I guess it makes you a little uneasy. But I don't worry about it lots. But I do try to be more diligent about keeping the doors locked and stuff now that I'm pretty sure they were in the house. So why not do a new video filming behind you? I will, Deborah. It's just can't do it right now. The weather's too bad. You need to know my thought about your pictures, Deborah. Yeah, I was looking at them, and one you sent me out front in the bush, there's like a face. And that was right after I caught one, I think on the front porch. That is interesting to me, and I don't know if one jumped in that bush and was hiding or what. Do they get upset if we close the curtains? No, I don't think so. The only time that they've ever hit the house, well, I can't say the only time, but they hit the house 2 times when I went out to build a fire. And I mean, I built it, I just didn't light it, and I came back inside, and they came up and hit the house, like saying, hey, get out here and light this fire. Okay. The kid stuff is creepy. Yeah, but think if it's a little one, it's probably a little guy. But they seem to like children. Just try not to think about it being creepy. You did get activity last time you filmed behind you. Yeah, I think that is the, I think that's the way that has the best chance of working, because they feel comfortable after you've walked by, you know, more than they like want to come peek out and see what you're doing and stuff because they're curious. Let's see. Yeah, see, Matt Niven says, my kids used to leave their stuff laying around everywhere. And I think that's where they get a lot of this stuff, is just in people's yards and stuff, where the kids have dropped it or left it outside. And there are a lot of trash dumpsters in town. And like, the town we live near is not huge. And there's woods around it, so... Hey, I think I'm to the end of the comments. Okay. Anybody have any more questions? Let's see. Well, okay, here's a question. Darlene Baker, have you seen them face to face? Any of the little ones? Did they take the blanket that you left on the porch swing? No, they didn't. I don't know anything about what the neighbors know because I haven't talked to them. And I haven't seen them face to face yet. I want to, but I haven't. Journeyman says they like the high advantage points. That's where the tridents were and came from, and when they mimicked you, it was close up. Yeah, that's true. They do like to be up high. I think that's why that one, the first time I smelled one, it was coming up from the hill above me. Yeah, Deborah, I got the pictures. I've just been sick and haven't been doing much on the computer. What if I gift them a close-up photo? I tried giving them a photo of myself, and I don't think they cared. I mean, it's like, I think it freaked them out or something. They didn't seem to want it. Thank you, Rick. Do I feel weird knowing I'm being watched? Nah, I'm alright with it. Thanks, Cassie Sassy. Thanks, Matt. Well, I've only set my tent up once, Rebecca, and it didn't turn out good because it started storming, but it was very active up until that point. They even came right up to the porch, grabbed that block, this block, and ran off with it while we were going in and out of the house. So, and we heard all kinds of vocalizations and walking, and it could have been, interesting if it hadn't started storming. Thank you, Darlene. When am I going out again? As soon as the weather gets better and I'm not sick. Okay, guys. I think that's about it. It's been an hour, almost an hour. I'll hang on here for one more minute. And does anybody else have anything they want to ask? Good night, everybody that's getting off of here. Thanks for coming on, everybody. I really appreciate it. I hope to do this again in the spring. I'd like to go live from down in the woods. So, I'm kind of looking forward to that. Okay, everybody. 6 more seconds. Yeah, that did go fast. Alright guys, that's it. It's 1 hour, so I'm going to get off. And I will talk to you guys in the comments if I ever have another video. Alright, we'll see you.